Ladies, gentlemen, am I often forgotten, but certainly not by me, 120 Mining Capes, welcome to the channel and welcome to the 4th episode of Trillionaire. It is the morning after editing episode 3 of Trillionaire. Hope y'all have enjoyed that one, hope it was a decent episode for y'all. But it is time to now make progress on episode 4, so that's what we're here to do. And I was going through my bank and noticed that my Grim is sitting on 10 minutes of charge. So that means we need to go do some Solac. Usually I just solo Solac, but maybe some friends will want to show up. I'll just put some feelers out there, see if anyone wants to go, see if we can find some good memes or some banter, or we might just end up soloing it all the way to 24 hours, and then we can get on to the real meat of this episode. So it is time to send some Solac and see what happens, and I will do a progress update for y'all.
Noodle.
So, I was just doing testing. This is my second attempt ever. And, we got pet? Jesus Christ. Alrighty then, yeah, we got Zuckpet at 37 KC, and it was on an 1857 PB. Necromancy is OP here for anyone who didn't know. Alright then. I wasn't even on the right recording screen. I didn't have anything set up. Alright, let's go. Alrighty then. Got ourselves a drop, and we're in the sub 18 category. Love to see it. 500 mil. I don't think it sells for that, but we shall see what it sells for. Oh man, it doesn't sell. I'm not surprised, but... Oh, 372. Okay, that's about what I expect, honestly. We'll take it, though. Back over 8 bill. I had to buy supplies and quite a few. I've sold some stuff, bought some stuff. Yeah, a lot of invention components. Was doing some stuff for armor sets and whatnot. But, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Hopefully we can get a few more drops, though. Alrighty, we just got a core on stream, and I was doing some push kills at Glaycore. We are now at, let me pull up Glaycore real quick here. 4,500 KC, 36 to 33 max and rage. It was going really well, honestly. I'm pretty happy. The preset I'm using seems to be working. It was all strung together kills, not too many problems. Once I worked out the kinks and got it going, and then I got a core, so I had to claim the streak. Obviously, I'm not risking a core, 3,300 plus. That's just for insane people. But we'll go ahead and make the offhand. I usually make the main hand, so I'm just making the offhand this time for funsies. And we'll go ahead and see what it sells for. I don't think it's selling for that. Oh, they're not selling at all. Oh no. Oh, okay. I'll be right back and we will see what these sell for. All right, I'm gonna hold it in here for 850, see what it sells for. Apparently Ellie is saying on the 11th they were buying for 900 each, so I'll just leave it in and see what it sells for. If not, I'll just end up dumping it for cheap, but we shall see what we get. Alrighty, we ended up selling the Lang. It sold for 757. Some mercher got really happy on that one, but Langs are pretty down, just like every other melee weapon, or any other weapon that isn't necromancy. Even necromancy is down right now. It's all down, everything's down. You hate to see it, but still a solid amount of GP. We're 1.2 bill away from the blue stack, so let's keep sending it. All right, well, if you want drops at Glaycore, apparently you just got to push in rage. We just passed, I think it was 3530 or 3529, whatever it was, and we just got a scripture, so that's kind of fun. It's always the boots, that's all I get. Right combat style, wrong set of drops. What? Oh, okay, that caught me off guard. I don't have anything to say. I really don't. Oh man, that's a core. That's 700 mil right there. Okay. Tank the 10k, get Nihilus.
Wow, 118 Necro.
Is it gonna give me a drop?
Nope.
More Nihilus. 17's not bad. We'll just keep sending the streak. Yeehaw, NASCAR.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Alrighty, as you can tell by the drops that we got, we did a lot more Glaycore, did a little bit of Zuck, but kind of stopped, and we did manage to get something at Solak, even though it was in a 5-man and I've been doing a lot of solos. But I also got a Grim. I'm not sure where the footage went for that one. I guess I wasn't recording or something. And also I was playing with split audio tracks, however it was causing some problems in OBS with a lot of popping and crackling on some of the tracks using audio capture on specific outputs rather than just my desktop audio. And so when I went back to my normal setup where I just record everything on one channel for desktop audio, the recording track wasn't picking up that one. It was trying to pick up individual ones from before. I forgot to switch it over, so the last couple clips, they don't have any reactions or anything like that because of that, but it has been remedied in the background, so we are fine there. Now I want to talk about why I didn't do more Zuck or anything else. Places like Zuck, Zami to an extent, Telos, ED1 and ED2, all of these bosses in game took a massive hit in GP per hour over this past month. Because of Necromancy being so powerful and accessible, there was no point to doing anything else in game. Now, this has been remedied and Necromancy has been nerfed to where it is now within a reasonable area of DPM compared to the combat triangle, so prices in theory will slowly come back, and they have gone up recently because of the combat beta. By the way, if you want me to do a separate video on my thoughts on the combat beta and kind of do update videos as it updates, leave it in the comments below. But my plan this past month was to do a bunch of Zuck and work on the collection log, see how many drops I could get and whatnot, but I stopped doing this for two main reasons. Reason number one is that the GP per hour simply went away. The sword pieces were down to 300 mil and sometimes below. The Magma Tempest Codex was down to around the same price, and Scripture Full was still hovering around the same price as well. Now, Zuck has been known to be some very lucrative GP. If you're able to do 3.5 an hour before Necromancy came out, you were making anywhere from, I believe it was 150 to 170 mil per hour on average, which was probably the third or fourth best GP in game. But when Necromancy came out, it kind of killed all the profit there, and a lot of people were subsequently farming Zuck because Necromancy had quite the upper hand when it came to Threads of Fate and its tank ability, so you really didn't need to use any of the obsidian pieces. You could kind of brute force your way through and get 4 runs an hour, and overall the GP per hour there tanked. And the second reason is it felt too cheesy to run through Zuck when Necromancy was completely unbalanced. If you watched any of the live streams that I have done, I was going on rants about it. Now that Necromancy has been balanced, I'm gonna start revisiting the combat style. I'll start doing guides on it because I think for now, until Vorkath is released, it is pretty balanced. And once again, leave it in the comments down below if you want to see a specific Necromancy guide. But I am not a player to really cheese things or take advantage of things if they're broken for the time being. It's why I didn't use Necromancy on any of my Glaycore push. By the way, there will be a separate video coming out for that once I hit 4K. I was waiting for a new mouse to come in. My soul split input on my thumb button was starting, the switch was starting to die out, so I have a new one and it is working fine. Although now with the combat beta changes coming into game at some point, I'm not sure of how that's gonna go, so I might as well probably finish up the 4K now. But those are the main reasons why I really didn't commit to doing a bunch of Zuck. I got a couple drops and I got the pet, which was definitely very nice. And obviously the big elephant in the room is we did hit the blue cash stack. We are just over 10 bill. It was up to about 10.5, 10.6, but I went ahead and bought some stuff. I think it was a giant supply run that I went ahead and did. I bought like Divine Charges, Lanta Sticks. I just kind of did a whole revamp, runes and everything else on all of my consumable supplies. We could should be a lot further along. However, it has been quite the roller coaster of extreme balance changes and upsets and overall just dissatisfaction from the community, which then I definitely feel as well when I see my views tanking for reasons that aren't really in my control, just because of the situation and the circumstances that we find ourselves in right now. And it's kind of where the episode name came in, Pandemonium, kind of a state of chaos or whatnot as a rough term. But without any valleys, there is no definition for mountains to show the peaks of success. So hopefully this is just a rough spot that we can all work through. Yes, there are not that many content creators right now. A lot of them have jumped ship to other games or other things, especially in the streamer sphere, which funny enough, I've noticed quite a uptick in views, and I started streaming more in the early Eastern Standard Time hours, kind of around anywhere from 8 to 9 a.m. So feel free to check out a stream there if you're able to stop by. But now let's talk about the next episode. What's going to be coming in the next episode of Trillionaire? Well, I think I'm going to have Glaycore be a mainstay, and the reason for this is a lot of these drops are alchables like Salvage and Onyx. You get raw cash, the battle staffs are alchable, and overall streaking at Glaycore is very consistent and very good GP. This is probably one of the most slept on bosses in game in terms of just being able to pump out GP. But as you see right now, we're at 217 mil on a 69 streak.
Nice.
And usually by the time this gets to 200, the chest will be anywhere from 700 to 1 bill in commons alone. And then if I get a core, it's even better. And that's also the best way to farm out cores. If you really want to take advantage of Glaycore and its GP, you really have to push the streaks until you see a core. That's really how you farm out this boss. If you try and claim early, it's not gonna go well for you. And I think I'm gonna aim to do maybe 1,000 or so KC per month. I'll go with probably 6 or 7 good kill streaks. So if they go to 200, they go to 200. And I'll kind of just run that as a montage toward the beginning of the episode, you know, kind of like the monthly Glaycore update, because I do want to run a bunch of KC at this place. It's enjoyable for me. It has solid GP. Now you might be saying, car guy, why don't you just go to Zamorak? The alchables there are insane per hour and the drops are just as good as well. But whenever I do Zamia, I get halfway into the hour and I just suddenly want to stop playing the game forever when I'm at that boss. So it's not that fun for me to farm out over a long term. I like doing a few kills here and there, but that is about it. Glaycore, for some reason, I can sit here and farm it all day and it's not really an issue. But I will try and do some form of Glaycore as a steady source of GP for this series, as well as doing probably 1 or 2 other bosses next month, just kind of to try and get some different variety in as far as drops are concerned. But I think Glaycore is going to be a mainstay on this series for a while, at least until I find something else to farm out. Who knows, maybe Vorkath will be the next boss that I just absolutely send into oblivion. We will just have to wait and see on the next time of Trillionaire.